To my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank you so much for stopping by today. So many channels you could be watching. You're watching man, and I'm truly grateful. You know, I came to the Philippines to escape the triangle of death that was waiting for me in the USA. And before anybody pushes back and saying, oh, you being melodramatic, you going over the top, this is my reality. It may be different than yours, but this is my story. And I wanted to share it because maybe somebody else is dealing with those things that I was dealing with over there. And I'm doing this because a guy asked me, he heard me talk about the triangle of death on one of my live streams. He said, what is that, Calvin? Well, it's stress, it's the thugs, and it's the police in the United States. This is in my life. And either one of these could be the point of the spirit. All of them. But I'm convinced, had I not left the United States December the 5th, 2018, I'd be dead right now, or probably in a nursing home, suffering from a stroke or some type of mental breakdown. But we're going to talk about that triangle and how it affects my life and many others. So let's talk about stress. You know, I was born with stress and hypertension. Believe it or not, this isn't something that I'm saying. This is something that the healthcare providers, the healthcare industry knows for a fact. A lot of y'all don't know this, but I'm going to tell you now. But I'm only 3 generations removed from slavery. My grandmother's father was a slave. He was born in 1855. So for the first 10 years of his life, maybe even more, if you want to talk about Juneteenth, because I don't even know where he was born, he was a slave. And that's pretty deep, man, when you think about it. Imagine my grandmother's father, because she was his youngest child. She was born when he was 62 years old. And when I first heard it years ago, I was like, wow, he was old having babies, but not really. I was 56 when I had Booby. And the way Maryland is right now, we could probably have another baby now, 1 or 2 more. So yeah, it was me, my father, his mother, and her father. So I'm 4 removed from slavery. And everybody knows what stress can do. It has a lot to do with my anxiety. My anxiety got so bad over there, I couldn't get on a plane. I wasn't able to drive long distances. Sometimes I didn't even want to get out of bed. Because, you know, sometimes it's anxiety, sometimes it's depression. But stress was at the bottom of that. You know, I was always restless. I couldn't relax. Always on edge. Anything will set me off. And there's just no way to live. You know, that's going to cause a heart attack or stroke. So stress was a big factor. And then all the other stuff that you deal with over there when you look like me in America. Now, I'm not saying this is everybody's story or everybody's experience, but it was mine. Because this is really the first time when I really give you the nitty-gritty of why I left. You know, yeah, it was the rat race, because all of this is part of the rat race. Part and parcel of the rat race. You stay in that rat race, you're going to deal with this triangle. Or your own triangle. But I'm trying to be specific today because I want to try to help somebody. But stress had a lot to do with me coming over here. Then, you know, my job as an insurance agent, no matter how well I did, which I was good at my job. And I'm bragging because only about 20% of insurance agents are still around after their first year. 80% of new agents are out of the business after the first year because it's tough. It's not easy. All the demands, all the quotas that you have, all the pressure that's coming from the outside and from yourself, it's a pretty tough job. That had a lot to do with it. an unhappy relationship. So I could go on and on about stress, but stress, number one. Number two, and like I said, these aren't in any order because all of them could be number one. All of them could be the point of the spirit. But see, the thugs in and around my neighborhood are the neighborhoods I would have to frequent in my job. We've got an army of young men over in America that have just been set free to run loose and do whatever they want to do and suffer the consequences, by the way. Life is not sacred to them anymore. Their life or your life. A lot of them are committing suicide, except they're wanting somebody else to kill them. And if you don't believe me, pick up any newspaper, man, and see the senseless murder that's going on over there. And 99.99 times out of 100, it has nothing to do with nothing. It's not like they're really fighting a war over in Ukraine or Iran or Iraq, Afghanistan. They created this war in their mind. And everybody's their enemy, even you. I remember, let's say I was about 39 years old, maybe 40 years old. It's Derby weekend in Louisville, Kentucky, my hometown. And I wanted to go to this place called Indy's. They sell the best fried chicken. Well, anyway, I just had on a blue mock neck because it's kind of chilly. You know, I'm 39 years old. I'm not worried about any gangs or stuff like that. Well, I'm coming through the door, and right on the side, it's a car full of young guys. And they're telling me, well, what set do you claim? Or, hey, man, you got to take that blue shirt off. And I was shocked. You know, I was afraid because I don't carry a gun. I've never had a gun. I'm like, well, what am I going to do if these guys really want trouble with me? But the fact that I was just wearing that shirt could cause me to die, man. My life is more sacred than that. I've had so many people die as victims of this thuggery. I had a brother shot and killed. I had a nephew shot and killed. My daughters, my second oldest daughter's children's father was murdered in August 2020. He didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out, but he was a thug. And, you know, rest in peace, you know, even though we didn't get along, I didn't like the way he treated my daughter. Nobody deserves to die. You know, let him live, give him a chance. He was 28. Give him a chance to turn his life around. Yeah, I turned my life around at 35. But these thugs, if you look over there now, their carjacking is just gone crazy. They're entitled. It's like, I don't want to go out there and work. I don't want to go to school. I don't want to do anything. I just want to sit back and take whatever you've got. And it's a serious, serious issue over there. Professional football player, American football player, not football, not a soccer player, was recently very fortunate to walk away with his life in Washington, D.C. Two thugs, two teenagers. They said they were babies. The description was they were somewhere around 15 years old. They carjacked him. He's fighting with one of them with the gun. They shoot. The other one shoots him in his knee and in his hip. Here's a guy who uses his legs to earn a living. They don't care. All they want is his car. His car, not theirs. And this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about thugs. Don't you know where I come from? They will kill you for accidentally stepping on their new shoes, the Air Force Ones, Jordans, or whatever it is. That's enough to get you killed. Leaning up against one of these cars that they've spent thousands and thousands of dollars to renovate. Instead of just saying, excuse me, sir, you know, don't lean on my car. You may scratch the paint job that I paid $20,000 to have. And I can understand that. But no, they coming over there, pistol, try to hit you over the head. And they make a scene out of nothing. It's a very, very dangerous situation going on over there. A lot of times it's thug on thug, but people like me were always caught in the middle. And I'm not overhyping anything. All you got to do is pick up the newspaper in a little bitty sleepy town like Louisville, Kentucky, which has come alive here in the last few years, but not to the point where every single year the homicide rate is going up, soaring. We're setting records, man, every year. And most of this stuff is over nothing. Kids getting shot on the school bus. You can just say the wrong thing over there and you're dead. Look at the wrong person the wrong way or dead. Or somebody don't like you, they're jealous of you, and then they'll hire somebody to kill you. We've had several mass murderers in the hood. A lot of them are scheduled to be released from prison here in the next few years. So yeah, this thug mentality is what I call them. It's real over there. And I was going to be a victim of it if I'd have stayed over there, because as an insurance agent, I drive a nice car. Not really, really nice, because one of my managers told me, he said, Calvin, the people that we're serving, they'll get jealous if you pull up in that convertible. Because see, when I got my convertible, I didn't take that on appointments. I took my little Stratus. I had a Dodge Stratus that I would take. But on the weekends, I broke my convertible out. On Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, going places. Just having a nice car would get you killed over there now. So I had to leave that alone. The next thing I talk about, this last side of this triangle is the police. Now you can argue with me all you want. If you look like me in America, there's a different set of standards for you as far as the police is concerned. First of all, the police do not protect and serve me. Okay, and maybe I've got a biased view, but no, again, you can look in the newspaper, and they're not just killing black people, they're killing anybody. It's shoot first, ask questions later. 2 days ago, they just killed a man, innocent black man, in his bed in Dallas. The police comes in, she claims she has the wrong door. She thinks she's in her apartment. She's a black man in his underwear, sitting on the couch watching TV, eating ice cream, and guns him down in his own damn apartment, man. And it goes on and on and on. Breonna Taylor, George Floyd. These are well-documented cases. I'm no different than them. I wouldn't be sitting here if I owned a gun. In 2004, they did the same thing to me. I don't even have a police record. I wear a suit and tie every day. I'm an upstanding member of the community. I give back. But because this damn detective was in such a hurry to bust these drug dealers down the street, he's looking at my house from the back. So he's counting backwards with the address. He gives the judge, well, he signs on the search warrant my address instead of the bad guy's address. And they throw the SWAT team at me. Worse than what happened to Breonna Taylor. Only difference was Breonna Taylor's boyfriend was protecting her, pulled out the gun, and that was all she wrote. Because the same thing would have happened with me, man. When they bust through my door, guys, listen to this. This is well documented. It was so bad, they put it in a book. It's a no-knock warrant. First of all, this is what my neighbors were telling me, because I'm in the house. He said, Calvin, I saw that SWAT tank, you know, that big tank they call it, pull up in front of your house. I thought, man, what the world is you doing? You living a double life. Because he know, hey, I go to work and come back home. He said, I thought you were living a double life. He said, and then I saw him knock your door down. They don't knock. It's a no-knock. So they just knock it down. They throw the flash grenades in. Full army gear. Only thing they have, only thing you can see is their eyes. About 8 o'clock at night, they've got the AR-15s. And it's true, man. They have that red light at the end. And my daughters, they were in there playing. They're running down the house, say, Daddy, it's the army. I'm like, the army? And we lived in one of them old shotgun houses. It's just straight back. Room after room after room. I'm in the last room, next to the last room, reading. So I come out and see what the commotion is. And here are these Army people. Well, now I know what they were. SWAT coming down the hallway. MF, get down on the ground or we'll blow your head off. And my nephew was staying with me at the time. He was a big guy. Rest in peace, man. You know, he died. He couldn't get down enough. So the lady who was in charge of the SWAT team said, MF, get down now or you dead. But see, we didn't know the bad guys they were looking for were some really, really bad guys. Now the SWAT team, they just going by what's on the search warrant. These guys were bad. In order for the SWAT team to come, if you don't know, in America, there's a scoring system. You got to have a certain amount of points. Does the house have bars on the window? Are there weapons? Do they have guard dogs? On and on and on. You have to hit 22 before SWAT comes. The score of these guys was 24. So when they came through that door, they weren't messing around. Had I had just a pea shooter and pulled it out, you'd have another person here talking to you guys. And it's never gotten any better. The police treat me like a suspect every single damn day over there. No matter what. They don't respect me. And it's on them. It's not on me. I don't have a police record. I haven't done anything wrong. And I knew if I stayed over there, eventually I was going to say enough is enough. I already got that in my mind about what they did to me already. Because when that happened, believe it or not, I snapped, man. I was getting ready to do something really, really crazy. Hey, good morning. And I won't even discuss it on YouTube. But it was all about revenge. Because I had a little daughter who was younger than Booby. These cocksuckers put her down on the ground with the machine gun at her head. That's how bad it was, man. So yeah, I had to leave. I'm convinced that had I not come over here December the 5th, 2018, I would be dead. Stress, okay? Either a heart attack or locked away somewhere in some assisted living place or some nursing home with a stroke. That's if I'm lucky. Never being able to, excuse me, really live again the life that have a right to live. These thugs, man, they will kill you over nothing. They will kill you for your stuff that you've earned, that you worked hard for. But they feel entitled to it. They'll kill you for that stuff, man. And we've got many, in the neighborhood I grew up in, we got many mass murderers walking around in the neighborhood right now because the police, that third side of the triangle, they don't give a damn about my neighborhood. Go look it up if you think I'm playing. Louisville, Kentucky has one of the lowest homicide, when they closed the case in the whole nation, something like 37% the last time I looked. So that means 63% of people committing murders are getting away with it. So I guess if you're a thug and you want to commit murder, you do it in Louisville because more than likely you're going to get away with it. So I'm not rambling, guys. I'm telling you my reality. This is why I'm over here in the beginning. That was the number one reason. I mean, I was stressed out, man. I knew this is a whole, just ingredients for disaster in my life. And there's no way I could escape it. I don't care where I moved to. I was Kentucky. I lived in Ohio. It was the same way. You cannot run from that triangle. It's a triangle of death, and it's real for a lot of us over there. And if you don't believe me, pick up the damn newspaper. Turn on the damn evening news, and you're going to see that triangle in motion one way or the other. So thank you for stopping by today. I really appreciate it. This is a real life channel. If you don't want to hear about real life and why people really come over here, then change the channel. It's getting late over there. Before you let your head hit the pillow, please find somebody to help. Because I know y'all watching those football games or whatever it is. I think the NFL started. It's already Labor Day over here, so happy Labor Day to those of you in America who celebrate Labor Day. But if you're on one of them late grocery runs, beer runs, weed runs during halftime, because you're probably off today, and you see somebody in the street or wherever you see them, buy them something to eat, buy them something to drink, give them a few dollars. Walk in their shoes for a minute. How would you feel if you were out there hungry? I mean, really hungry. Not the type of hungry where I'm hungry now, but hell, there's something in my refrigerator. But I've been hungry before where there's nothing to eat at all. Drinking water all day. If you're in the Philippines, it's early. Our helper just showed up, so it must be 7:30 or 7 o'clock. Still have the whole rest of the day to find somebody to help. Even though I've been sick, man, I'm getting a lot better. Philip Cooper, shout out to you, brother, because I was like, man, he said, go to the doctor, get you a prescription. He said that second day it'll help you. And man, that first day and a half was still like Satan had a damn blowtorch on my tonsils. But now it's cooling down. I'm feeling a lot better. Please help somebody over here, guys. A lot of y'all over here now. Don't take much to help somebody over here. You don't have to do it. But if you want your life to improve, help other people, man. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. When we help other people, we help ourselves. Take care. Stay safe. Stay COVID-free. I'll see you next time. Thank you for your support of Miracles Channel. If you haven't seen our latest video on anxiety, please do that. I'm sweating now because, yeah, it's hot out here. I told you the sun punches the clock over here, 7 o'clock. He's never late. It's overcast. Otherwise, I'd be drenched. Thank y'all for watching the other video where I interviewed Marilyn. It's 10,000 already. So tonight, we're going to have a pretty interesting conversation about having a healthy sex life and how that helps you to be healthier, happier, and more successful. Because what we're trying to do is help people to live their best lives. Take care.